More and more these days, I'm coming to the unfortunate conclusion that debate is becoming less and less worthwhile to engage in. And that's because fewer and fewer people are seemingly capable of it anymore. This is most clear in the realm of politics and religion, but it exists pretty much everywhere. You can't debate the finer points of any subject because people are just incapable of stepping back and examining the evidence or even acknowledging that the evidence exists. Seriously, what the hell is going on here? Now, this has always been a problem to a certain degree. Some people who have just made up their minds and nothing short of a nuclear-powered hat is going to dislodge those ideas from their puny little brains. But this is becoming a much more widespread problem, with people demanding that they will never, ever, ever change their minds. They will never even consider that what they believe might be wrong, no matter what positions they hold or how irrational they are or what evidence exists against them. It just doesn't matter. And worse, these people are out there looking to start a fight. And this has become painfully obvious on multiple forums that I visit, where you simply cannot have any kind of a discussion on pretty much any subject because everyone is ideologically deadlocked. It doesn't matter if it's religion or politics or movies or whatever. Having anything resembling an intellectual discussion on any subject is virtually impossible. And most people just don't care. They just sit there, lined up by ideology, throwing rocks at the other side because they can. And I find the whole thing to be utterly childish. Perhaps the worst example these days is the immature bash Trump mentality on the far left. A subject can't come up that has anything to do with Trump without them calling him names and acting like imbeciles. I mean, I wouldn't say if they had anything intelligent to say on this subject, if they could even stay on topic, but we all know they can't. It's a never-ending case of Trump derangement syndrome, where they'll come out of the woodwork and throw around their insults of the day and then go away because they've got nothing else to say. Certainly nothing worthwhile to say. Certainly nothing intellectual to say. But this is what they do time and time again, because they still can't deal with the fact that they lost. And unfortunately, you really can't talk to any of these people because they're so filled with irrational rage that there's no point at which they can form a coherent thought on the subject matter. And the same is true of fanatical theists who spend all of their time demanding that their imaginary friend is real, so there. Where's their evidence? Who knows? They're just certain that they're right, and nothing anyone says will ever sway their tiny little minds. So what's the point of trying to have a discussion? What's the point of putting together a lengthy disassembly of their beliefs? Because they won't pay attention, and they'll just come back with, "I'm right, so there," at the end. Why bother? Responding to these people is a total waste of time. In fact, I've recently seriously considered just leaving these forums because it's just no fun. There's no debate. There's no intelligence. It's just poop-flinging monkeys on both sides throwing excrement at anyone they disagree with. Nobody has evidence. Nobody gives a damn. It didn't used to be this way, but we've become so ideologically deadlocked that having to put up with the other side, any other side, any side at all, has become a complete waste of effort. What's the point? I just don't get it anymore. So, what do you think? Is the debating world becoming a complete cesspool anymore? I honestly much prefer to do videos now because at least I can look at a perspective, make my judgments on it, decide whether I agree or disagree, present my evidence, and not have to worry about getting hit in the back of the head with a ball of crap by somebody acting like a 6-year-old. What the hell is wrong with these people these days? When did the collective IQ of humanity drop by half? Because that's honestly what it feels like most days. And I, for one, am sick of it. All emotion, no intellect. Is this the future we have to look forward to? Because if it is, stop the train and let me off. I have zero interest in dealing with the terminally immature. And honestly, that seems to be the majority of humanity these days.